What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning into the iTip Report. My name is Iveriani. Hope all is well with you. So today I want to talk about the Roots Picnic. So for some strange reason, I'm seeing it on my timeline coming up. So I'm thinking, because I know this year the Roots Picnic was headlining D'Angelo, Lenny Kravitz, and a list of other, like tons of other artists. So as always, I'm thinking, okay, it's gonna be litty, it's gonna be fire, somebody gonna talk about it, especially D'Angelo, because D'Angelo don't really perform. And surprisingly, I will tell you, nobody to this day, I haven't seen any video of anyone talking about D'Angelo. A lot of people, unfortunately, are talking about how they are never going to Roots Picnic. They are festival. They are never going to festival, period. They said it was definitely unorganized and for the money. And then I started hearing about prices anywhere from $1,400 to $1,600, and that really took me back because, you know, we live in a different times now. People got bills, and when you think about $1,400 to $1,600, whether you're making good money or you're making in between, or if you're not making as much money, that could almost go towards rent. That's not always fully paying rent in some cases, but it's like when you think about that, you're like, oh wow, they really got to that point. But I will tell you, from being an event planner, when you think about those prices, and if you decide, because the reality is you can't tell a festival or anyone how to price what they think is worth, whether it's a show or it's a product, anything. You can't tell them. It's just, to me personally, it just has to make sense. So when people were really complaining, and then they said, yo, I got VIP tickets and I had to stand outside for 3 to 5 hours, I wasn't feeling that, on top of it was raining. And you know what, I noticed a lot of people wasn't really complaining about the rain because they know that is God's, you know, gift, reality to the situation. They was complaining about the amenities and it just not being what they thought it should be. Especially, I heard a lot of goers say, you know what, I came for one artist, and then when I came, like somebody said they came to see Gorilla, but they moved Gorilla over to day 2, and they said that's not what I paid my ticket for, you know, because, you know, it is a 2-day festival. And so people would complain about that, and I'm just here to tell you guys that it could be fixed. You may not think it could be fixed, but it really could be fixed, because me, with being an event planner and seeing something like that, is not good. That's not good for the Roots brand, and then that's not good because you want them to come back next year, even though the Roots has been doing picnics for years and years. I think they said 18 years. Let me know if I'm correct in the comment section, because I read somewhere it says 18 years they've been doing the festival. But nevertheless, I say this and to bring this up, and it's not to bash the Roots. When you look at the flyer, and let me just look at the flyer, because I did look up the flyer. A lot of times with flyers, it's gonna tell you who is kind of like sponsoring it, or like kind of, you know, putting it together without saying it. And so I'm looking at the flyer, and then I zoom in. So okay, so this is the flyer, right? And so then I zoom in, and under rootspicnic.com, it has Live Nation. Y'all can't see it from here, but it has Live Nation. And then, but I don't hear nobody talking about Live Nation, like, because usually to me, Live Nation is well organized. From what I was told, I have never been to a Live Nation concert. That's just not really into big venues unless I have clients or something like that. But they're always organized, so it's kind of shocking, you know? So in this sense, I feel like when you have fans and music lovers that are like disappointed over this situation, you want to fix it as soon as possible. You want to make some corrections. They did say a lot of people that were like paid VIP passes or even general admissions, they was like, yo, I want my money back. They was like, I'm not feeling this. I didn't get to see who I wanted to see. It felt like, somebody said it felt like a survival situation, and that is dangerous. That is not good. So when I saw it, I'm looking at the flyer and stuff, I'm like, okay, you know, when you have a headline or somebody that's putting it together, you know, people gonna go directly to that person. They're gonna like, oh, it's the Roots, it's the Roots. But I will tell you, the Roots did put up an apology and a statement and everything. And yeah, but people wasn't feeling it. They did say they were sorry and stuff like that, but it was a lot of people complaining. Let me see where I can find people was talking about it. Let me see. So yeah, they say Questlove put up a statement apologizing about the situation and stuff, and people were still mad. So overall, my solution to this whole situation of the festival, I felt disappointed for the people that actually took the time to pay their money, take their time to actually go all the way out to Philadelphia, because this one girl said she came from LA, people were driving, all of that stuff. So you really have to take that in consideration. It's like, yes, you could apologize and say, hey, I'm sorry, things happen and stuff like that. But I think to really solve and come up with the solution of this, I would suggest two things. Either one or two. Either the Roots say, you know what, we're gonna make it up to you because we messed up and dropped the ball. We either give you your money back, 50% of your money back, or we give you a free show. We put something a little bit more organized, a little bit maybe more intimate, but you never know. Would they want to do that? Probably not. But I mean, those are the two solutions that I think about in regards to that, because you want people to come back. When you do events, you want them to have an amazing experience. If they say, you know what, they messed up, but they gave me my money back, whether it's fully, you know, people going to be psyched about that. So they'll probably reconsider, okay, well, they did give me my money back, and so hopefully they'll get this organized. Maybe I'll go next year. And then you got some people like, no, I ain't going. But it would make them reconsider because you're taking responsibility. Or, like I said, with a show, a quality show, but do a little bit more intimate. Yes, it would be a lot of work, but I'm telling you right now, the fans would not complain. You know, one thing I did hear overall through this experience, which is sad, it's not my experience, but the experience of what I'm hearing from others, is that no one complains about the artists. They said the artists, they were top quality, they performed well. A lot of people say they love Tim's, Gorilla, the list goes on. Kate Trinata, I would have loved to see Kate Trinata because he's one of my favorite producers. But yeah, that's the only thing I could suggest in that, because let's be real, when you put on an event, when I put on an event, and I'm gonna tell you, when I put on an event, I put myself in the place of putting on the event, but I also put myself in a place as an admirer or a fan that is coming to the event. What do I want to see? You know, do I want to be standing outside for 20 hours? No, I do not. You know, so that's what I think about in regards to that. And perfect example, I'm gonna tell you, people would be like, oh, she's a perfectionist, she want this done, she want this done, because I know how it feels. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm a music lover. I have patronized, like, I bought a lot of music. I bought a lot of Roots CDs. I bought a lot of people music off of that flyer, and for generations, list goes on, right? I know what it feels like to take your time, especially if you gotta go to work or whatever. Take your money, your hard-earned money, whatever have you, and make the effort. You gotta get the outfit. You gotta make sure you have money for food, for travel. Make sure everything is secure. You got your phone. You want to take pictures. I know what it is to go to an event and be excited about it, and then I know what it is to go to an event and be disappointed, and that's not cool, right? And perfect example, I would tell you, when me and my team, we did this event. This is a J Dilla tribute. We did this years ago. You know, I was the head person for getting the sponsors of this event. The first thing I thought about was not myself. We wasn't getting paid to do the event because it was charity work for us. But what I thought about was the fans, the J Dilla fans, the Tribe fans, the Slum Village fans. What would they want? What would they want to see when they come to this event? We don't want to overcharge them, you know? I think this event was like $20. $20. You know? We got Stutzy, Scratch, DJ Academy, Double XL, like, you know, I locked in all these sponsors, right? So when I think about that, I'm thinking, how could I make these fans feel happy when they go to this event? Shout out to the Smooth Operators Movement. But when they go to this event, how are they going to feel happy? We're going to give away free stuff. We want to make sure they're good. We're not going to overcharge them. You know, I understand, like I said, people have their prices, but you got to make it make sense. Okay, if you did, like with the Roots Picnic, okay, they charge $1,400. Okay, let it be worth the fans going, because when they come back home, they're like, you know what, that was a good $1,400 I spent, which I think that's a little, not even a little, I think it's a lot. But if you decide to charge that, give them worth what they charge. You know, I was seeing people, they pay $1,400 for the tickets, and they're sitting in mud in the rain. You can't help the rain, but that's it. Like, okay, $1,400. What can I provide the fan base that's coming through? VIP, free food that's served to you. Should be paying for food. You know, pay $1,400 to $1,600. Free food, some merch, something. You can do some, like, a lot of times merch that either the Roots or other artists and companies where they want to do promotions. It could be promotional items that the artists just want to give away or something. That's how you do that. So then they be like, oh man, I got free stuff. I got some food. I was covered. Where's the tent? They could have had tents, you know, for the rain, like some heavy duty tents, because they are made for that. I've done wedding planning. My first wedding was on TV. Yeah, they have tents. And they could have provided that for the VIP section. They could have also thought something in regards to the general admission. Okay, if it rains, let's give plastic rain jackets, you know what I'm talking about, to the general admission when they come in. It's just so many things, you know. That is just me, but overall, this is disappointing to hear. I'd like to know your thoughts in the comments, what you thought about it. But those are my solution. I'm doing this video to say that fans, in regards to the fans coming, It shouldn't be like that. And it's not to bash the Roots, and it's not to bash the Roots picnic. But I feel like everybody's blaming it on the Roots because we don't really know. We don't really know. It's always a backstory to stuff. Because the Roots, yeah, they've put on this picnic for years, but usually it's been organized, and this is my first time, so you have to take that in consideration. And then also sometimes you have to look at who's doing the event, and that's sad too, because it's like somebody got to be accountable. But like I said, Quest, he did say an apology. He said sorry, but I feel like if they want to make it work, just make it up to the people, and hopefully do your very best next year for it to not be like that. I just know with my experience, I'm very I'm very hard body about that, because I put myself in the fan's shoes. Like, I wouldn't want to experience none of that. I understand the rain you can't help, but this is sad. If you went to the Roots picnic this year, please put it in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. And do you agree with my solution in regards to giving people their money back? Or again, if you can't give them their money back, give them 50% or a certain percentage. I can't tell you what to get, but make it up to the fans, because let's be real. If it wasn't for the fans, it would really be no festival. You know, and one thing I learned, especially in PR, like real, authentic PR, you have to look out for your clients. That's one thing I learned in that, as well as in artist management. You have to make sure your clients are good. So, as well as if you're doing events, the fans that's coming to support and they're paying their money, you got to make sure they are good.